Have you ever heard the story of the phoenix? The magnificent bird, cloaked in fire, that lives for 1,000 years, only to burn to ash and be reborn, young and vibrant once more. It's a powerful symbol of starting over, of second chances, of resilience found in renewal. But today, I want to tell you about a different kind of phoenix. The one who refused to burn. Imagine, in a world where every phoenix embraced the flame as their destiny, there was one who chose a different path. This phoenix looked at the fire not with anticipation, but with a quiet, profound curiosity. Why must I burn? Why must I erase who I am to become new again? So it decided not to. It simply lived. While its brethren burst into glorious flames and re-emerged as dazzling fledglings, this phoenix grew older. Its brilliant crimson and gold feathers, once like a living sunset, slowly softened to the color of embers after the fire has died. Fine lines, like the cracks in ancient pottery, appeared around its wise, knowing eyes. It watched as its friends, its siblings, even its own children went through their fiery cycles of death and rebirth. At first, the other phoenixes pitied it. "Poor soul," they chirped. "It clings to an old life, afraid of the flame. It doesn't understand the glory of renewal." They saw its fading colors and slower flight not as signs of a life lived, but as a life in decay. They saw an ending where they only saw new beginnings. But the phoenix who refused to burn saw something they didn't. As centuries passed, it didn't just accumulate age. It accumulated wisdom. It remembered stories that the reborn phoenixes had forgotten, tales from cycles long past, reduced to ash and memory. It learned the patterns of the forest, the language of the wind, and the secrets of the stars, not through instinct, but through long, patient observation. It watched generations of its own kind rise and fall. It saw a young, brash phoenix, full of fire and fury, eventually mature, burn, and return as a naive fledgling. The lessons of its past life gone, a clean slate. The old phoenix would greet this new yet familiar soul with a gentle nod. It had seen this cycle 100 times over. One day, a young phoenix, preparing for its first burning, came to the old one. "Aren't you sad?" it asked. "You've never known the thrill of rebirth. You've never felt the fire wash you clean and make you new." The old phoenix looked at the youngster, its eyes holding the depth of 1,000 years lived, not just repeated. "I have known something else," it replied, its voice raspy but steady. "You see the glory in starting over? But in doing so, you forget the journey. You burn away your triumphs, your heartbreaks, your lessons. You are always at the beginning." It continued, "I have carried my journey with me. My faded feathers are not a sign of decay, but a map of my life. Each one tells a story. I have endured the long winter when the sun hid its face. I have watched mountains rise and rivers change their course. I haven't been reborn. I have endured. And in that endurance, I have seen beyond the cycle. I have seen the whole story, not just the first chapter, over and over again." The young phoenix fell silent, looking at the fire with new eyes. It had always seen resilience as the ability to bounce back, to start over from scratch. But here was a different kind of strength. The strength to hold on, to grow, to change without erasing the self. The resilience of endurance. This story reminds us that we often celebrate the dramatic comeback, the rising from the ashes moments. And those are incredibly powerful. But there is a quiet, profound strength in continuing on, in weathering the storms without breaking, in carrying our scars and experiences as badges of honor, not as burdens to be burned away. True resilience isn't always about starting over. Sometimes it's about enduring long enough to see what lies beyond the cycle. It's the strength to keep going, to keep growing, and to become something not new but whole. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you like this video. And subscribe to the channel for more stories that make you think. See you in the next one.